Welcome to Conversations Here and Now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. Fireworks. The city of Mississauga is looking to ban all fireworks as of January 2nd in 2026. Now, it is a controversial topic because, Diwali is coming up with our festival, Hindu festival, and then, there's other times that fireworks are used, such as Canada Day, Victoria Day, etc. So, what's the answer here? I'm going to look at both sides of this. I'm going to look if there's a benefit to bans or if there's benefits to allowing it. Okay, it's a controversial topic, so let's get started. So, what if the city of Mississauga bans the fireworks? What are the benefits? So, number one, you get improved safety. That's one of the most important benefit. Reduced risk of injuries and fires. You get fireworks, even legal ones, carry risks such as burns, eye injuries, hearing damage, accidents caused by misuse or malfunction. None of us are experts in using fireworks, so in my opinion, they should be left to experts who know how to properly set them up and use them. And of course, fireworks also carry risk of fires, especially in dry conditions. It's been proven, some of the wildfires that were caused in the forests this summer were caused by fireworks. So a ban would go a long ways towards reducing that. And the second one, also important, is for people living in the neighborhood. If you celebrate a festival, whether it's Canada Day or Diwali or Victoria Day, it can still be very disturbing. Okay, loud explosions can be very disruptive for people, especially people who have very young kids, infants. Okay, for seniors, for people with PTSD or noise sensitivities, because these fireworks go on. Let's say they start at 8 or 9 in the evening, and they go on sometimes till midnight or past midnight, right? So I don't think that's right. Pets suffer stress. We know that if you have a cat or a dog, the poor things have no idea what this noise is, where it's coming from, so they get really scared. And of course, noise late at night or outside of permitted hours causes ongoing disturbance in residential neighborhoods. As I said, sometimes these fireworks will probably usually start around 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then they go on until midnight or past midnight sometimes, and that's definitely not good. People get disturbed for sure. People have to go to work next morning, they got to go to school, they got things to do, and fireworks to go on till midnight, and I've seen that happen, is not acceptable. Reduced environmental impacts. Of course, fireworks release smoke, particulate pollution, and chemicals that can degrade air quality, but I'm not sure that if that's such a big point, because it's only for a few hours and it will dissipate. So if this was happening every day, I can see that as a big point, but it usually dissipates. But it is true, it does release pollution. And of course, a big one is whenever people do fireworks in whichever park or area they do it in, there's so much debris left behind. They don't clean it up. So next morning, when you go out to the park, you can see debris everywhere. So the city of Mississauga, city of Brampton, Toronto, whoever it may be, all the municipalities have to come out, then clean up that damage, right? You can't leave that litter behind. It's not the safe stuff. Pets are walking around in grass. People are walking around in grass. So city of Mississauga has to come out and clean this for everywhere, in every park. Okay? So, that's a big one. If fireworks were banned, then you would have lower enforcement costs. As it is right now, the city must enforce bylaws, respond to complaints, monitor illegal or unsafe firework uses. These cost staff time and other resources, such as overtime. And Mississauga has seen a big increase in firework-related complaints because, it's nice that Mississauga is a very diverse community, and people want to celebrate their festivals, such as I said, Diwali. The noise complaints have been increasing. People have been doing more and more fireworks every year, so the complaints are increasing, and I'll go over that later on, the number of complaints. A full ban would simplify regulations. You have clear rules, fewer exceptions, fewer cases to manage, easier for enforcement staff to identify violations. So if everybody knew that these were banned, then there's less chances of people doing it. And if people do it, then they can be identified easily by enforcement staff. So, and of course, you get number 5 point, better public health, because reduced risk of hearing issues from loud noises, less risk of injuries from handling fireworks. As I said before, you get people go out and buy the fireworks, but does anybody know how to handle them safely? No, you don't. Whether they fly up in the air, and they explode, 200, 300 feet up in the air, or they just, you set them off as bombs or whatever they may be. None of us have that, okay? There are people who are certified in setting up fireworks and then setting them off, so they're done safely. As we've seen that every year, at Lakeshore, at the CNE, Canada Day, those fireworks, when they're set off in areas that fireworks are allowed in, they're set off properly. Almost no chance of injuries or fires, and people get to enjoy that. So that's a definite. Number 6 point, community peace and order. You get peace, reduction. If there's a ban, then there's reduction in complaints about improper use, late night disruptions, fewer disputes among neighbors about noise, timing, safety. Of course, because you're going to get, a couple of doors down, somebody's just blasting them away. Of course, the police are going to be called, enforcement staff is going to be called, and they're going to know, sometimes they find out who called the police on them, and there can be a dispute there, right? So less of that. Predictability. People will know that fireworks are not allowed, so fewer surprises, fewer unpleasant tensions. And of course, aligning with regional norms and consistency. If everybody in the GTA, all the municipalities had the same, bylaws, then it would be the same everywhere, right? You'd get many neighboring municipalities in the GTA/Peel region, etc., have already enacted full bans or considering stricter rules. City of Brampton has fully banned fireworks. Nowadays, today, in this day and age, there's alternatives to fireworks. So you can have for example, professional shows, light shows, drone shows, community events that can be controlled, scheduled, and safer. So now, I don't know if you guys if you guys haven't seen it, go on YouTube, and drone shows are fantastic. The things that you can do with drones nowadays, it's amazing. In place of fireworks going off, this looks good. You can even spell out messages in drone shows. So that's definitely a great idea. So those are the benefits of having a ban. If things were banned, there'd be improved safety, less noise disturbance, reduced environmental impact, lower enforcement costs, better public health, community peace and order, aligning with regional norms and consistency, and of course, encouraging alternatives. Now, as I said, in the city of Mississauga, there were 180 complaints in 2022, and that has risen to 600 complaints in 2024. So many residents expressed dissatisfaction with how fireworks are used outside of permitted times or in unsafe or disruptive ways. So something has to be done. You can't leave things as they are. Okay, people are complaining, so something definitely needs to be done. And City of Brampton has banned them, and City of Mississauga is headed that way. I think they're very well controlled in municipality of York, Oakville, Burlington, and Toronto. So, but it's not a complete ban in those municipalities or regions. So now, to be fair, I'm going to look at the other side of it as well. So what happens, when you have a ban, then you may have, number one, loss of cultural/celebratory traditions. Fireworks are used for holidays like Diwali, Lunar New Year, Canada Day, etc. They carry symbolic meaning, joy, and community gathering. And I think for, having seen both Diwali and Canada Day fireworks, most Canada Day fireworks that I've been to are held in a controlled area. They're done by people who know what they're doing. They're done by people who know how to set them up and do it in the most safe manners. Now Diwali, usually the ones I see on Diwali are, it's a tradition that's carried on from India, and people have brought it here with them, and that's fine. But the problem is, in India, everybody can buy fireworks and just set them off on their own, and they have the same problems in India as they do here now. So here, people will just go out and buy the fireworks and try to set them off in their backyards or in their front yards, and that is definitely dangerous, because these fireworks are really powerful now. People don't know how to set them up properly. People don't know how to use them properly, and as I had mentioned before, what you end up getting is burns, eye injuries, hearing damage, and accidents caused by misuse or malfunctions, including fires. Fires get set up in homes, not only in woods but in homes as well. So but the thing is, people are upset because that's a cultural thing that they brought with them, and they want to be able to carry it on. So that's a downside to a ban. Also, if you ban the fireworks, then you get public pushback, especially from communities for whom fireworks are part of their tradition. As I said, with Hindus, in Diwali, it is definitely considered an auspicious day, obviously very religious day, very auspicious. So they want to be able to do their fireworks. So some feel a ban disproportionately impacts certain cultural or religious celebrations. So they may feel this is unfair to our community. That's what they would think. You also have enforcement challenges with a ban. Even with a ban, illegal fireworks may still be used or sold. So, but I think it's a lot less a problem than if there was no ban. If there's a ban, then a lot less people are going to do it, because they know there's a fine that goes along with it. You still have a need to enforce, monitor, penalize, and it still requires resources, but I think it's a lot better than everybody doing it and causing a havoc when that happens. And of course, if there's a complete ban, then you might get black market or illicit sales might increase if demand persists. Okay, people might still want to go out somewhere and buy them. I don't know if Amazon sells fireworks, or they can get them in. I'm not sure if they can be transported in mail or something like that. I haven't checked that out. But people will find a way of get them, if even with full bans. And some people may feel that if you ban fireworks, it removes harmless fun or impacts personal freedoms. So, that is definitely a point. I'm going to address that. Harmless fun and impacts personal freedoms. So those are the downsides of it. People want to be able to carry on their traditions and cultures, no matter where they are from, from which part of the world they are from. They want to be able to do what they were doing over there. Let's say for myself, I can say it was in India, so they want to be able. People come here and they want to be able to follow that, and that's a big part of the tradition on Diwali. So. So that's looking at the benefits of having a fire ban, and looking at the challenges or downsides of having a fireworks ban. Okay, so my point of view is that fireworks shouldn't be totally banned. The way it should be done is the way I've seen it done on Canada Day, down at Lakeshore, or Victoria Day, or in Canada's Wonderland. Or what it should be is that areas should be set up. For example, I'll use City of Mississauga as the example here. Areas should be set up in the City of Mississauga, whether it's in Streetsville or by Lakeshore, where fireworks can be done with proper supervision. So everybody can go there and see the fireworks. Okay? People who are experts in fireworks should be the ones that are setting it up. People who are experts in fireworks should be the ones that are, making them go off. Okay? That are setting them off. So, what does that do? So you end up having a lot less injuries, of course, as I said before, fewer injuries in fires, less loud noise disturbance for infants, seniors, and people with PTSD and pets, as I had mentioned before, improved air quality. You might, in that area where you're setting them off, you'll still have, some air issues for the next few hours after they finish. But overall, because it's not happening everywhere in the city of Mississauga, easy for enforcement, much easier for enforcement. And, and if you can also set it up with drone shows or light shows, etc., and make it overall a better experience. So it's a better experience for everyone. Okay, nobody is disturbed by it, or even if they are disturbed by it, it's in a certain area for a couple of hours at the most, hour and a half. Instead of having fireworks start at 9 and going off till 12 o'clock, midnight, past midnight, or even 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll still be doing it 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So that disturbs people for a whole 6 hours, 7 hours. Okay, now if you had it set up in one place with supervised fireworks, then it would be maybe an hour, hour and a half at the most. Okay, so that's far more acceptable than the other alternative of everybody setting them off, whoever wants to set them off, everybody doing it, wherever they are in the city of Mississauga, doing it. So that's my opinion, because that still carries your, tradition wherever you come from, whether it's India or any other part of the world. You still have the chance to carry on your traditions, but it's done in a safe way. You just because something is done in India doesn't mean it can be done here. Okay, as I said before, it's really important to understand that fireworks are basically explosives, powerful explosives. None of us have the wherewithal to be able to set up fireworks. We don't have the expertise to properly set up fireworks and to set them off. Injuries will happen. Fires will happen. People will get hurt. Okay? So in order to avoid all that, it should be done in a very controlled manner. Okay? It's just like we do it in Canada Day. It's done at Canada's Wonderland. It's done at Lakeshore. It's done in controlled areas. Yes, you get right now as it is without the ban, you get other people doing it too everywhere. Okay, but if there was a full ban, then there would be less chances of people doing it everywhere. So it would be done in a very controlled manner. Okay, and of course, yes, the other big one that these people who do it in a controlled manner and set them off, then they'll clean up afterwards. So the city doesn't have to come in and go all over the place in different parks cleaning it all up. It would be just in one place. Okay, and these people know how to set it up so that the debris is minimal. So I think it should be banned for normal public to be doing it in their backyards, normal public to be doing it in their front yards or any park that they want to go and do it in. Okay, it should be set up. The ban should be set up in that way. So that's my take on it. If you have any comments on it, if you have any views that you want to let me know, please put it in comments. I appreciate your comments. If you like what I said, please like, subscribe, and please share with your friends. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.